Hi, everybody. Today, I want to introduce you to one of my favorite mark making supplies in the mixed media world. It is this chunky wooden pencil crayon made by Stabilo, and these are called Woody 3-in-1. It is part pencil, part crayon, and because it's water soluble, it's going to also give you an effect like a watercolor. So, first thing to know, they come in a bunch of fun colors. They're they're wood, they're chunky. You feel like a kid. You might want to buy these for your kid and then borrow them, or maybe buy them for yourself and then, loan them to your kid, or maybe get two sets. But the first thing you want to know is they go on so smooth. They make a very smooth line, really vibrant color, and they're just really creamy. They go on like that. Um, the next thing you want to know is that with water, you activate it, and all of a sudden, you've got a really nice wash. You can go right over the line and give yourself, you know, just a flowing, beautiful colored line. Or you can just dip your woody into water and use it that way. And so that's going to give you a much softer line because of the water. Now, these are water soluble, so that means even if I just, draw a line like that, even if I don't use water, I'm going to want to use something like workable fixative. Hairspray works pretty well for that as well, just to set that so that it doesn't smear, because you don't want it smearing. And if you're, using a liquid glue, as you put your glue on, your water soluble things will run and smear and drip. So those are the things you need to know about it. And so what I'm going to do for my project today, I'm going to set this aside. I'm a big fan of circles. So for my 5 by 5 inch collage that I'm going to make today, a little mixed media collage, I am going to use some circles that I've punched out. These are 2.5 inch circles, a variety of just vintage papers that I had in my stash. And what I'm going to do with them is a little play with woodies kind of thing. Take some different colors and make some different designs in them, with and without water. This is entirely up to you. One other thing I failed to show you is you can also use a water brush. So a water brush is merely a paintbrush that's got a reservoir here for your water. And take the cap off. And then it says push here. And so when I squeeze that, water will flow to the brush. So I don't have to dip it in water. Water will flow to the brush depending on uh, how much I press it is how much water will flow. So that's another way we can activate these woodies 3-in-1. So let's see what else I want to do here. Okay, so very simple. I'm going to let these dry because you can see there's like a big puddle of water on this one. So I'm going to let these dry. Then I'm going to spray them with a workable fixative so they don't smear when I go to glue them down. So we'll give it a couple minutes for it to dry and I'll be right back. I'm back. These have dried and I have shot them with workable fixative so that the water-soluble crayon won't run if I touch it or anything like that. So what I'm going to do with my little circles is I'm just going to cut them in half. And I'm going to rearrange them. Something like that. Let's set them over here and start gluing them down. I've got a 5" by 5" piece of watercolor paper for this little mini. And my circles are 2.5 inches. Made them with a 2.5" circle punch. So 2.5" circles should fill up this space. I love adding circles to my work, and it's a great way to use up, small pieces of paper that I've trimmed off of something else and just make a bunch of circles. And if the circles are, too plain, I can dress them up with some mixed media, some mark making and things like that. What I am going to do to add a little bit of interest is I'm going to put this one at an angle. Oh, if I don't glue it to my table. All right. One other thing I might come back and do with my Woody is maybe a little bit of shadow right here, and then come in with a paintbrush. Just have that fade. Something like that. If you don't love your Stabilo Woody because it feels childish and junky, Stabilo also makes these wonderful water-soluble pencils. They're called Stabilo All, and they come in a variety of colors as well. They go on just as smooth and buttery but you have a regular pencil point. So that's a little mixed media collage using Stabilo Woody 3-in-1 water-soluble pencil crayons.